Hi, so today we're going to make oat milk and coconut milk. So all you need is organic oats and organic coconut chips. You could also use coconut shreds and whatever you have. And all you need is a half a cup of coconut chips and a third cup of oats. This would make about 3 to 4 cups of milk each. And all you need to do is to soak them in hot water for at least 2 hours. Overnight is preferable, but if you only have a couple of hours, that's fine too. So here's what it looks like while it's soaking. For the oat, you don't really need hot water to do it because you're going to rinse it out. But for the coconut shreds, you're going to keep the water that you soak it in. So make sure you use distilled water when you do, or you boil the water before you pour it into your coconut shreds. As you'll see, it expands. The reason that you're keeping the water for the coconut is because you want the flavors that go into the water to be part of your coconut milk, whereas for the oat, at least for me personally, I want the milk but not necessarily the taste of the oats. For the coconut, I do like the coconut taste, so that's why I'm keeping it the water that it soaks in. Also, be sure to put some cover on top of it, whether it's just a paper towel, a cheesecloth, or whatever, while it soaks, because you don't want any dust or any foreign object to get into them, especially for the coconut, since you are not rinsing it out, you're keeping the water. And for the oat, if you want to leave it open, that's fine, but I prefer to cover it. So get your blender. I'm just using my magic bullet because I'm only making 2 cups of this. Pour it. Spoon. You can always use a bigger blender. So depending on your blender, you probably need to blend it from 30 seconds to a minute. Let's see, that's how this looks like. So that's coconut milk. Do the same for the oatmeal. Put some water in some blender. So to strain, I'm going to use my nut bag. This is the nut bag that I'm using. But you could use any nut bag you have, and you can even use a regular strainer if you don't have one. So just pour it in. And just make sure you have clean hands for this because you're going to squeeze out the milk from. And squeeze it until all you have remaining is the pulp. And here we go. That's the pulp, and it's like pretty dry right now. And you can reuse this pulp if you'd like to make more milk, or use it in your baking or anything, but just make sure to put this in the fridge afterwards if you're not going to use it right away. So that is your coconut milk. If you want to add flavor to this, like honey or vanilla or sugar, just make sure you put it back in the blender to mix everything. Here's the oat milk. I already used some of it, so it's not that much, but that oat milk that oats made about 2 to 3 cups of oat milk. And you can make a bit more, it's just depending on how thin or how creamy you want your milk is going to be. With oat milk, sometimes people say that theirs comes out very gelatinous. To avoid that, you must A, rinse your oats, and 2, make sure you blend it really well. And if you're not using a knockback, and you're just using a stainless strainer, don't overstrain it, because the more of the grains of the oats are in your oat milk, that's what makes it gelatinous. And like I said, just blend at least 3 times for the oat milk, and your milk won't be gelatinous. It will be just regular milk. Like this one has the consistency of a 2% milk. And what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to mix my oat and my coconut milk because I like the flavor that way. And I'm going to put this in this container. So yeah, so this is the mix, coconut and oat milk. So you see it actually made quite a lot for a 1/3 cup of oats and a cup of coconut chips. Yeah, so that's it. How to make your own oat milk and coconut milk.